Well, I just want to share my testimony on marriage and infidelity. Um, when we stop to love God for a moment, things get to happen. And when you get that gap of stop loving God, you allow the enemy to come in. And what happened was that I committed adultery, and not proud of it. It brought a lot of hurt, not only to my wife, to my kids, without even realizing what I've done because of the blindness of what the enemy was putting in front of me. Um, the thing is that through my turmoil, God never really left me. I thought He did. He also was showing me things, but I wasn't really paying attention. A lot of times we get so caught up in things that we know that keeps us away from God. And so what happened was, obviously, like I said, it was infidelity. Um, I stopped loving my wife, but the reason I stopped loving my wife because I had stopped loving God, and that goes to show when you stop to love God, things start to don't go right. But when you put your faith in God and your love to God, when you are in line with Him, He will smooth everything out this way. And it wasn't until I started loving God again, but this time full heartedly and for real, I was able to get full forgiveness from my spouse. But first, I asked for forgiveness from God first, above all. And then I asked my wife for that true forgiveness. And it wasn't until she gave that true forgiveness we were able to work things out, but through the glory of God first. He showed us. I had mentors. I had my pastor to guide me back to the things that were going right. Through all that, I had committed suicide. I got a scarf. I tied it tight on our stand-up shower, and I made sure that thing was really tight and wasn't going anywhere. And and I said, you know what, I'm done. And I told God, I'm done. I'm sorry. And I kept talking to Him. I kept talking to God, and He showed me, I ain't done with you. And I said, I'm like, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm done. So I let myself go, and I was hanging for a few seconds. And while my wife is pounding on the door on the other end, trying to get in to help me out. But all this was a reason and a process for something great. So you always got to go through something not so much bad, but out of bad something comes out good. So as I'm hanging there, I felt this heavy presence just hit me from behind, knocked me off of that noose that I was hanging from, and I flew across the restroom and I hit the restroom door, ricocheted off of the restroom door onto the floor into a fetal position where I was just weeping like a baby. Then my wife was able to come into the restroom. Through all that process, she couldn't even get in until after, when I was on the floor in the fetal position, weeping like a baby, where I told her God is not done with me. He showed me that. And ever since then, I have not taken God lightly. God's been using me greatly for not only for myself, but for other people, for my wife, my kids. My kids were hurting. They seen it. They would tell me. And it's the love of God and the mercy and grace. Because of His grace, I am still here. And His mercy. And I give all the honor and all the glory to God because of what He's done. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. But God says, no, I need you here because there's a reason. So God's been using me in different churches to build an evangelist worship team, and I'm drumming for other churches that I've been asked and been invited to throughout this valley where I live in, which is the Coachella Valley.
Hallelujah.
And I just give glory to God because He's an awesome God. And I thank Him so much. Like, I wouldn't be standing here giving you this testimony. I wouldn't be here with my wife walking around this fair. And I just can't thank Him enough.
Hallelujah. Wow. And so, how has your marriage been since the restoration? Like, is it,
It feels like paradise. You know what? Ever since then, I'm able to love my wife again, the way she should have been loved from the very get-go. And it feels great. It feels like I'm in high school or something.
Feels like we're finally equally yoked.
wow.
Yeah.
So you hear that? She said, the wife is standing here. She said it feels like they're finally equally yoked.
Yes.
Jesus.
And I'll share some, especially for young married couples.
Mm.
And I'll say it again: if you're not in line with God, it won't work. But when you're true-heartedly in line with God and honest with God, He works everything out. And God, He's an amazing God. He's not a religion. It's the love. And that's one thing my wife, throughout all this midst of trials and tribulations, it was her love, God's love, that was instilled in her, that can continue to love me through my faults. For love conquers all, says God.
Amen.
And
Love never fails.
exactly, love never fails. And I just give glory to God.
Hallelujah. Gloria a Dios.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Wow.